Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see about Counter-Reformation. Counter-Reformation can also be referred as Catholic Counter-Reformation because now the Protestants they spread across Europe, and because of that Catholic Church had to face a lot of crises, and it came to a stage where it had to definitely reform. So efforts were made to reform the Catholic Church, and this had to be done in order to spread the Protestantism, and this was known as Counter-Reformation. And what were these efforts is a Council of Trent was written from 1545 to 1563, and a new religious order such as the Jesuits was founded, and the Court of Inquisition, that is to inquire whatever was happening in the church, was set up. And the Council of Trent, which was 1545 to 1563, is this was a meeting where all the bishops in the Catholic Church joined together and decided what to do. And they met at least three times over 18 years, each time discussing about what should be done. And it can be ruled on two topics. One is the matters of faith. That is, they said that faith and good works are necessary for salvation, and the words of God which is found in the Bible and the teachings of the church should be the same. And they are seven sacraments, and priests are special people, so they were not allowed to marry, and the Pope is the only head of the church on earth. And about matters of discipline, simony, pluralism, nepotism, and aptism. That is, simony is taking money to give the job in the church. Pluralism is uh, one church having too many lands under them, too many areas. Nepotism is if one person is working in the church and if they die or leave due to some reason, their family member, particularly their son, will be given that posting. And absenteeism is these people who are in the church not going and attending to the people in the areas connected to the church. And second is Catholics must study catechism. They should be thorough with the Bible, and bishops were not allowed to be called to be wealthy because they are taken up this service only to serve the glory of God. And Catholics were forbidden to read certain books, and the images of Jesus and Mary were to be venerated in all the churches. And the results of this Council of Trent was the Catholic became better organized, and Catholicism remained the most important Christian religion in Europe. And this difference between the Catholics and Protestants now became very clearly defined. And this new religious order, the Jesuit, which is we shall see about Ignatius Loyola. He was born in 1491 in north of Spain. He actually became a soldier, and at that time he had no time for religion. But at the age of 30 in 1521, his leg got smashed by a cannonball in the Battle of Pamplona, and so he went and stayed with his sister to recuperate. At that time, since it was boring, he asked for something to read, and she gave him a book which is about the life of Jesus Christ, and this book changed him forever. And when he recovered, he went to on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, and that is where he decided to dedicate his life to God by becoming a priest. And in 1534, while he was studying at the University of Paris, he and six friends decided to take religious vows. And Ignatius wrote a book called The Spiritual Exercises, and this book he wrote to help the Christians to guide their lives as followers of Jesus Christ. And in 1540, Pope Paul III, who was the reforming pope, he approved the rules which Ignatius has drawn up for his followers, and thus Jesuits was born. And Ignatius died in 1556, and the Jesuits were organized like an army. Its members followed very strict discipline. And what is the work of the Jesuits? They saw that their jobs as spreading the Christian faith. And how they spread this Christian faith is through public preaching, spiritual exercises, deeds of charity, and main thing is they were training the young and the ignorant in Christianity. And they also formed schools and colleges, and here they taught the sons of the wealthy. And this they did because they believed that these men were the future people and they can influence in their countries. And these Jesuits, they became the missionaries throughout the world where they spread the Catholic faith. And the best known among all these was Saint Francis Xavier, who went to India. And all Jesuits were to be educated to the highest possible standard so that they can defend the Catholic faith against the new Protestant ideas in public. And this court of the Inquisition, this is a special church court which was actually set up to deal with those people who had been accused of heresy, that is going against religion. And these people were tortured to confess, and they were encouraged to spy on their neighbors. And anybody who came before the court was actually presumed that they were guilty, and it was up to those people to prove that they are innocent. And various punishments, which included flogging, burning at the stake, known as auto da fe, and the court was especially strong in Spain and Italy. And as a result of all this, Protestantism was totally wiped off in these states, that is in Spain and Italy. And the results of the Reformation are Europe was divided, with the north being the Protestant and the south being the Catholic. And many civil wars broke out based on which religion a country should adopt. And actually this is called as the 30 Years War because it went on for such a long time. And intolerance and persecution increased because each religion tried to destroy the other religion. And art and architecture also changed because Catholic churches, they were very richly decorated, whereas Protestant churches were very plain. And education now became very important because Protestants wanted everyone to be able to read the Bible, while the Catholics wanted everyone to be able to understand the arguments of the Protestants. Thus, Counter-Reformation also played a very important part in religion. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.